not? Why not?
But then you go to parent-teacher interview and you're trying to be serious when they all know about your sex life, and you're like, anyways, you know, it's just this.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
guys.
it's like, I'm a
guess
big
I
fan.
haven't really thought about that. I'm not looking forward to that.
Welcome to the new series, Cocktails and Conversation with Kat and Nat.
And we've decided to bring you all of these conversations with people that we like to have, where there's a little bit of wisdom, always hilarity and hilaria. Yes, some famous, some just cool, some drink, some don't drink, but there's always a conversation. Cheers, join us.
Okay, guys, we're so excited that we're doing this podcast with you. For anybody who doesn't know, can you just give us a little bit of background of who the heck you are?
Yeah. We're Ned and Ariel Fulmer. We have a 2.5-year-old baby and another one on the way. We're part of the Try Guys collective. Made
Ned's
you know,
technically
hundreds,
part of the Try Guys.
Yeah. Ariel's kind of like extended Try Guy. I mean, there's probably some things you wouldn't want to try.
Yeah. No, I certainly would. There are things that you would try that I would not.
Yeah, I'll try anything.
Yeah.
That's kind of the job.
You guys keep coming up on my Facebook page.
Really?
The Try Guys, right?
Oh, that's
You're
great.
on the,
Oh yeah, thank you.
Okay,
I see
wait.
that.
Okay, so wait, hold on. As far as the Try Guys, Ariel, what's one thing that he would try that you would not?
Huh. That's a good question. Well, actually, Ned does a lot of like sexy Halloween costumes on online.
It's
and
true.
That's definitely something that I have not quite yet gained comfort with. Is like being
sexy dude costume?
No, well,
Sexy
typically sexy ladies costumes, you know,
Yes.
it's an effort to like create cultural commentary as to the unrealistic double standards in Halloween costumes. But it also looks pretty funny.
Ned, we were going to go as camel toe this year.
Oh, that's good.
That's
Yeah.
They didn't have camel at the store.
They don't have that. So
or
we
toe.
can't
One
do
of
that.
you is a toe and one of you is a camel. Is that how
Yeah.
it goes?
Yeah,
Didn't work
'cause
out.
I was thinking you should try a camel toe costume and just see how that goes. But anyways.
Instead,
That's a
we
good
bought me a red latex outfit, and I happen to have a very poofy camel toe these days. I've been putting on weight right there, so we'll go skin tight, and I'll just stand in front of the camera, and it'll just be, everyone will know it's camel toe. There you go.
No puns required. Just a visual. Bam, in your face.
So since the Try Guys, you two have spun out and started Baby Steps?
That's right. Baby Steps. It's a funny parenting podcast that's pretty irreverent.
Yeah. We kind of found ourselves talking a lot about our kid and pregnancy. I mean, we're the first of most of our friends to have kids. Yeah.
Mhm.
Were you married? Isn't there like 6 years between when you were married to when you had your first baby?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're still the first of your friends? What
Still
the heck
the first
are
of
they
our
waiting
friends.
for?
Yeah. And so, you know, everybody's sort of asking us, what's it like? When do you know you're ready? When, you know, what does a baby need? And so, you know, we just kind of found ourselves in this situation where we're always talking about it. And we were like, why don't we just talk about it online?
And like everything looks cute on Instagram, right? But like that doesn't tell the full story. So our podcast is about telling the real deal.
Okay, wait, before you had babies, did you guys think you were going to be the type of people that always talked about your babies? Or did you think you'd like have a baby and then you just be cool and you carry on with your friends who didn't have babies and the baby was just like an accessory on the side, like a nice purse? Or did you like, are you surprising yourself about how obsessed you are about your kid?
I definitely expected that we would be more of the former. I thought that, you know, we were just going to be like these super cool LA parents, you know, with our like super cool little toddler, who's like really polite and awesome and never gets into trouble.
I know.
Yeah, and I thought, we'll be able to carry on with our lives. We'll bring him to brunch, all sorts of things. And
Yeah.
that never
No
happened.
idea
You
what
know
I was
what?
getting myself into.
It's so funny when you guys say brunch, because I often refer to like brunch as like a memory versus something that was ever a possibility in my life, because brunch is like right in the middle of like morning nap time. Brunch is like a long, supposed to be boozy thing. Brunch is supposed to be calm and relaxing, and if you ever go out with a baby or a toddler, that those never go in. Maybe the booze, but nothing else goes hand in hand with like that. When someone's got to pee, they spill something, they throw something, they grab something. You're like, I don't know if I like brunch anymore.
And then everyone around that's like, like when you're in your like early 20s and you go out for brunch with all your friends, and like everyone's like a little hungover and like just ordering everything, and then there's like some annoying toddler like screaming through the restaurant. It's like, I don't even want to attempt this anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have a question for you. Sorry.
What toddler's going to sit around for like 2.5, 3 hours? No way.
No
way.
Like the bottomless mimosas are not a good deal anymore, because you can't stay there for 3 hours chugging down mimosas, chugging down M's.
It's like an operation to get in and out. You're like, and go. Do you think you'll refer to your baby as the baby, the 2.5-year-old? Because you guys were like, can we have a baby? Will that one always still be the baby?
That's a really good question. I was actually thinking about that this morning. I was thinking, like, what are we going to call the baby? And what are we going to call Wes, our toddler?
I've already tried to transition off of baby language with Wes. I'm like, you're such a cute big kid.
Yeah, I call him a kiddo. I call him a kiddo.
No, you guys were like,
it's Wes and the baby now.
Yeah,
it's Wes and the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we got a dog. We have 7 kids between the two of us, and I got a dog, and Nat got a dog, and we started once the dog became the baby, and the little one was pissed about this. She's like, "I'm the baby," and I'm like,
the baby.
And I was like, so want to let you know, the baby never leaves. That name never leaves. That baby stays forever. The
last baby's the baby.
We kind of did the opposite. We had a dog before we had kids, and then the dog went from being our baby to just being a mongrel. Just a little barkatron. Like everything that we loved about the dog became everything that we were like, oh no. He's waking up the baby's naps. He's like, they're not playing well together.
How old's the dog?
He's like 4 years old.
Yeah, like 4.5 now.
He became from a baby to a dog.
I know. He was our baby for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think he's really salty about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on round 2 of the dog. Like the first dog, that we had that was our baby has gone to heaven. So now this is the new, like I waited a few years and then we got a new, I know. Guys, listen. Oh my God. It's like we're talking.
That's a really cute way of saying that Wendell died. He went to heaven.
He went to
heaven. They have a dog. I didn't know if they were like it died and then it let I got to be sensitive to.
You got to be sensitive to people and their dogs. Guys, how did you two meet?
Oh,
good question. It was so long ago. I mean,
we met over 10 years ago at a mutual friend's birthday party in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I walked in with a classy bottle of red.
You did not.
Ariel claims that I walked in with a half-drunk bottle of tequila. I remember.
He was like late.
I remember that.
So
I was a little late. Yeah, this fashionably late.
This was a friend of his from college, and it was a friend of mine from work. And she had been actually dating her boyfriend for like 10 years at this point. They've been together since they were 15. And so she comes to me at work one day and she's like, I really think that we could be friends. And, my birthday's coming up and I don't really have any close girlfriends and I'd love it for you to come. And I was like, great. Yeah. I mean, guys are like, if you have a party full of guys,
she's complaining like,
that's fine by me.
I have only close girlfriends.
Yeah.
I have only close guy friends. I mean, so this party's just going to have a lot of like young single men.
Oh, too bad. Sounds awful. And so I brought I brought my wing woman, who Ned immediately started hitting on.
I only talked to her so that I would like seem like cool so I could get to you.
They had
like
a lot in common at the time. They both did improv. They did like, they had like teachers that they knew in common. And so I was like, oh great, well at least Annalise is like meeting someone.
Ariel was sitting on the other side of the room, and so the whole party was me like trying to like slowly hop chairs over to the point where I was like sitting next to her.
Wait, is it for real, Ariel? Is it for real, or did you guys like actually talk that night, or did you and Annalise go date and then you came back to Ariel?
No. Annalise just happened to be sitting next to me.
Annalise actually was not interested. She we chatted about it after the party. I was like, so that Ned guy was pretty cute, right? And she was like, yeah, I'm really not interested in dating like improv guys. And I was like, cool. Well, so you wouldn't mind if I like got in there, right? And she's like, no.
Oh my God. Ned, were you a try it guy then, or no? You're like a try it guy.
No. Yeah, I had a whole career before BuzzFeed. I was a research chemist. I was doing live comedy shows at night in Chicago, and then moved to LA and kind of flipped my day job and my night job.
Wait, you two went to LA together?
Yeah. We did. Mm-hmm.
Ariel,
what's your background, Ariel?
So when we were living in Chicago, I was actually working at an art conservation company. It was like a private company that would go, like people would bring their artwork that had gotten damaged or was just getting old and starting to like, fade or maybe it had like pieces that were coming off. And so they would bring it into us, and our company would fix it for them. And so I actually started there as an intern, and then I like worked my way up into being a registrar, but I decided that was what I wanted to do. And so while Ned and I were dating early on, I was going to night classes in chemistry so that I could go to grad school.
You too?
I know. And of course I'm not an art conservator at this point. After we moved to LA, I started working at an interior design firm just because Ned wanted to be a screenwriter, and so one of us had to have a job because we needed healthcare. We needed we needed to pay our rent, and so I just applied for a bunch of jobs, and I got a job at an art at an interior design firm, and found that was something that I really, really enjoyed doing. So
now you're a designer, right?
Yeah, a lot less chemistry involved. What's up?
And you're a designer now.
And I am a designer now. Yeah. So after.
But then you work together too. So you work together and then you design
Yeah. So I'm a designer over here, and then whenever Ned needs I don't know.
Yeah, well, sometimes
color commentary.
Yeah, we'll make some DIY videos. We have a series on the Try Guys channels called Try DIY, and Ariel brings all the skills, and I bring all the talent. Which means you guys don't get set up like
you don't get like irritated working together. Like you're not like
we absolutely get irritated working together.
Yeah, totally.
There's not one day that goes by when we're shooting together that we're not like, oh, I really hate you right now.
Guys, right before you came on, we were just I was in my office here, and I needed in my bed, and I needed the computer from downstairs because we did a podcast last night and we needed to download it and send it over to our editor. And so I said to my husband, please fetch me the computer and bring it to my boudoir because I need to do this. And Kat's like, oh my gosh, your husband has access to your computer. Should we stop podcasting like on that computer and everything? And I'm like, Kat, our podcast is public. She's like, but our husbands don't listen to it. But now he could just be on the computer listening. I'm like, if I am talking about things I don't want him to know about, I better not be talking about it on a public podcast.
Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
we do. That's what the podcast, because you guys podcast together, right? And so it's like a different forum than being filmed, because when you're filmed, you're much more aware of yourself than when you're just talking. Like I
don't even know what I am saying half the time. We just did a sex before kids versus after kids episode, and we had to put a disclaimer up front, like, Mom, Dad, anyone that knows us, anyone that is related to us, please do not listen to this.
Yeah, this is not the podcast for you. And of course, my mother listened to it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she does?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my
gosh.
Absolutely.
What do the people... I was going to say, you haven't got to like pick up and drop off yet at like a school. So when you like have parent teacher interviews and you know that they, you know, because we can go pretty far in our content where it's pretty outrageous, right? So like hence camel, there was a whole video on Nat's camel toe. And I was like,
sometimes we have cocktails and do the podcast just, you know, when we're feeling, and then all of a sudden we're like, I don't even know it's on that podcast. And the team's like, you want to put it out there? We're like, fuck yeah.
Why not?
But then you go to parent-teacher interview and you're trying to be serious when they all know about your sex life, and you're like, anyways, you know, it's just this.
Oh boy.
Oh
yeah,
I haven't really thought about that. I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah,
wait till you get there.
I mean, it's something that I've considered, and I have, you know, thought about it. But yeah, like, when does that line begin to get crossed?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Everyone I know are either friends with me or they work with me. So they either like know about my work or they like care about my work. I don't have a ton of like, oh, that's cool, you did this.
Wait for it.
Well, we have to go do this PTA meeting now.
Yeah. And I just did a sexy costume video where I was a nurse.
Yeah.
My son is in grade 1 and he goes, Mom, my friend Esme in my class, she told me that her mom watches you and sometimes she watches you too. And I'm like, oh God, like the things that these parents know about us and we have like no idea. I think as far as like, you either just kind of got to let it all go and be like, not really care, or hold back completely, because woof,
how do you handle incorporating your kids and your family life into your content? I mean, that's kind of that's a touchy area, right?
That we've been thinking about too, like, because we're just getting started with sort of the family content and
absolutely. And people ask us that a lot because, you know, we had the 7 kids and they were all like under the age of like 8 at a time. And
that was that husband calling. Sorry, guys.
Okay. And our content is really like about like us as moms, as women, and our journey, because we felt like we didn't have a place to talk about it. And that's why we started everything we're doing. But we used to be able to talk about like our babies, you know, like, you know, explosive, like diapers and up all night and tantrums and all that stuff. But now some of them are teens and tweens, right? So talking about them, and they have social media presence and their friends follow us. So it's totally changed, because you cannot talk about, you know, your specific experiences out to the public because you're airing their dirty laundry now. So it does change. I mean, we always would tell our stories, not specifically about a child. And because there were 7, we could always kind of be anonymous about which one we were talking about. Yeah. But we wouldn't name them. We wouldn't, you know, talk and we got a few girls and a few boys. So it was never, we just sort of kept it all out there. We really talked about not what was happening with the children, but how it was affecting us as the mothers and how it felt and how we were experiencing it. So in that way, we kind of kept them out of it, but we're not the type that don't like put our kids' faces in our pictures and stuff. Like, they're not over, it's not about them, but they're what make us moms, and they're what give us all the content. Let's be real, our husbands and our kids.
Do you guys have an off limit topic, like, that you know of? Like, for ours, it's mother-in-laws. Do you guys have one yet that you know of?
That's a really good question. I mean,
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, I'm sure something will come up. You know, I do another podcast with two of the other significant others of the Try Guys, and there are certain things that like that they definitely said, you know, straight off, like, I would rather not talk about this, and I found myself being like, I don't really have that.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, like, I probably wouldn't talk shit about your mom.
Right. No, for sure.
I like that
would just be
Ariel,
mean.
I like that was a question, kind of not like a statement. That was kind of like, right? I wouldn't do that, right?
I wouldn't do that,
or
right?
Wouldn't I?
That would be bad, right? That would be really bad.
Right?
I like that. He's like, Ariel, you know this answer. When you guys are both out there, like, you know, a lot of people ask us, we kind of touched upon it about, you know, when you share your life or you share, you know, your conversations, like with only one of us in our relationship that does it. Is there anything ever like, is it weird that both of you are out there in the world, in the digital world, and like, you know, followers are intense, right? Like they know everything, they buy in, they like love, they probably love the relationship, or like, do you ever have any contentions around that? Or
I think the most challenging thing and kind of a big adjustment for Ariel is I started out as a performer. You know, maybe I wasn't social media famous, but I was confident going on stage and doing bits and, you know, and being in front
half
of crowds
naked on the internet, and
you know, it's like always been kind of my thing. But Ariel never really expected to become social media famous, and it's really, I think in the beginning it was difficult, but now she's really kind of taken it in stride and is very excited about her connection with her fans and all the different things that like she can
Ariel,
now do.
You decided like, okay, I'm going to go into this because you were obvious, like everyone's dying for our husbands to do something, you know, like they're kind of pokeroo in our worlds. They're just kind of like, people think we're married often, not that we have husbands on top of it, but what I know, what was the decision for you to do that?
And it absolutely was like a decision that I had to make, because there was a point in time when Ned was working at BuzzFeed where his social media presence was growing, and you know, they were trying to ask me to be in more videos, because he would talk about his wife in videos all the time, and so people are like clamoring for who is this person,
who's this mysterious wife,
Ned's wife. And so, you know, at the time I had like a 9-to-5 job, and so I couldn't really be a huge part of Ned's like online presence. But then once I started working for myself, it all sort of shifted, and it all kind of shifted at about the same time, where like you kind of wanted me in your content more.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to, my social media presence was growing to the point where I needed to make a decision. Am I going to do this or not? You know, am I gonna switch to private and just stay private, or
was this like pre-baby? Obviously pre-baby.
Oh yeah, pre-baby.
Several years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was probably 4 or 5 years ago.
I think one thing that you connected it to was your work as an interior designer. You know, there was, maybe you had some clients that were kind of making you a little upset at the time, and realizing that maybe you would be able to deal less with like aggravating clients and more with a way of like showing your work to the world, I think was a really big step.
Very politically correct. I like that. They were maybe annoying you a little bit. She probably
yeah. No, the behind the scenes was like, that's deflating, you know.
They bought this and they didn't like it.
And then it's like they have no taste.
I liked how calm that was, Ned. She was maybe having a little bit of
He had a bunch of dick bag clients.
Yeah.
He didn't need that stress anymore.
Yeah.
Anybody that works in like, you know, like a service position, you always have those terrible
Not
clients.
my dirty laundry to air. I'll let Ariel speak to her client relationships.
But Ned, I'm going to assume, this is I'm going to assume you have a lot of female fans.
Yes.
because as female, like we have all female fans, we don't have male fans. And Ariel, I'm assuming you have mostly female fans.
Yeah, definitely.
That's Isn't that interesting that females, like, where are the men? I guess they're watching other people, but like, it's interesting that you have mostly female fans. Is that weird or no? That's totally normal.
It's certainly not something I would have expected, but it kind of makes sense. And when we do like videos trying on ladies' underwear or ladies' Halloween costumes, it tends to attract more of a female audience. But we have done some videos like Demolition Derby or, I mean, boxing, you know, those are more of a 50-50 and kind of attract more of a male audience.
Yeah, because I'm not sure my husband would be excited if my audience was 100% men. Like, I think he'd be like, huh, you know, it's just an interesting, when your fans are, I'm not sure how that would go, but
yeah, I don't know, when you see me at meet and greets and there's young women throwing themselves at me.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetie. Oh, is that what you think they're doing?
No, but that's what you might think that they might think that they're doing.
Oh, right.
I didn't mean to open a can of worms. I was just curious what that was like as two social media people online. You know what I mean?
It doesn't seem like it's very awkward for Ariel. Maybe it's awkward for me now.
I feel like she's a really great catch.
Now that we've talked about it, now it's awkward.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that one for you guys.
But
y'all.
Our fans are great. There's a lot of different types of people that watch our content. And we actually went on tour last summer and got to meet so many people. We did 27 shows around the world in US and Australia and Singapore. And did a bunch of meet and greets, got to kind of interact with them on stage and saw so many people.
I have to tell you something. We got offers to go to Australia. Yeah, and we have 7 children, so we did the UK. That was kind of our max that we could do for the time. But now looking back on it pre-COVID, if I had known COVID was coming, you know what I would have done? I would have gotten on that plane.
Just take the trip.
I'm really glad we did it last year, because certainly who knows when we're going to go to Australia again.
Ariel, did you go with him?
Like a year and a half.
You went with him?
Yeah.
Did you go with him? And the baby went too?
Yeah. Yeah, we brought the whole family. It was great. It was so fun.
We couldn't fly 7 children down. You know what I mean? That would be, we'd have to rent a plane and fly all these people.
I know, totally.
Oh gosh.
Well, you guys are doing right.
We miss meeting, like seeing the fans and meeting them in person so much. I know, like, you guys know when you actually get to like meet them and just connect with them after being like online with them for so long, and just hearing their stories and their experiences of like how it's been, like what's happened during their life while following you. And it's just, we are like dying to get back out there.
Before we let you go, I have to ask you guys, are you nervous, excited, like think you're gonna nail baby number 2? Where are we at with baby number 2, like weeks away? How are we like,
you start,
all right, so I was pretty confident, you know, I'm excited. I'm like, we've been through this, it's cool. And then Ariel went to a doctor appointment and they said, the baby could come in 3 weeks or could come as soon as tomorrow.
Right.
And then I was like, what? Oh, tomorrow? But I've already made plans for tomorrow. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe I'm not ready to do this. Oh, and then like I'll get like one not so great night of sleep. And I'm like, that I feel really crummy. Wait. Oh, right. It's like this every day for 6 weeks. Like. Okay. Yeah. No, maybe I'm not ready. Nah.
So our first came at 36 and a half weeks. So I'm 35 and a half weeks now. So it really could be any day now. I mean, okay. So the first go around, we were completely unprepared.
Yes.
Like, you know, we thought that Ned thought that the due date was like set in stone. And
I thought it was like, you know, doctors are pretty knowledgeable about stuff, right?
My mom kept telling me, you're gonna be late, you're gonna be late, you're gonna be late.
And like mother-in-laws are like pretty knowledgeable about stuff too,
right? Like my mom knows about kids, right?
Obviously.
So I just assumed I was gonna be late. And that we had another month to prepare for this kid. And the 4 days after our after our baby shower, I go into labor, and we were just like, what are we doing? We brought nothing to the hospital except for snacks.
Right after I quit working at BuzzFeed, so that everything was in flux. We were starting the new Try Guys company.
We were building a house.
We were building a house at the time, so basically just came back from the hospital and were like nursing in a construction zone.
Oh,
the nursery was filled with unopened gifts from the baby shower.
My parents,
and you're still married.
What's that?
You're still married.
We're still married. I mean, barely. Barely. It was tough, but like my parents had flown in for the baby shower, and so they were still there, thank God, because we hadn't even bought a car seat. We had nothing. We didn't have anything that we needed for this baby. Like, we went home with a pack of diapers from the hospital, and they were like, "Good luck." We were like, "Oh my God,
I
don't know how to do this."
I'm having this feeling that based on the circumstances of your first baby and on top of it being your first baby, I think this is going to be so much better. And
That's what I think too.
Like, not everybody always says that, right? Sometimes they say like the hardest one made it so much harder, but based on your circumstance, I think it's gonna be better. And also in my experience, the first time I had the baby, I was so blindsided by everything. I thought like I was going to brunch. I thought my life was gonna be normal. So when I had my second one, it's like I finally had some knowledge behind me that I didn't have. So although yes, I had this, like, I think the kid was like a year and a half, and then I had another baby. It was fine. Like, for the first time, I'd done this before. And so I felt like I had at least a little bit of confidence. Guys, it's just going to be great. I think it's
I also just kind of feel like, you know, it was so nuts the first time that this time
there's no way it can be harder than that.
No,
it won't be.
But I do think I can relax and enjoy the process a little bit more, and like and trust myself and trust you.
Right.
You know, like,
because everything turned out okay.
Things are going to be difficult.
If I could give you one piece of advice, not that you've asked for, it's sometimes not the baby you have to worry about. It's the 2.5-year-old that.
Yes.
So my 2.5-year-old asked for a new mom when I brought home the new baby and said, "I want Natalie to be my mom, not you anymore," because it's like bringing home a new girlfriend, you know. Like, if Ned was to bring a hot ticket home that was ready to go and adorable, you know. So but they get to fall in love, and there's nothing like a sibling relationship, and your baby will watch your toddler like nothing you've ever seen before. It's like a built-in entertainment.
It's like entertainment. As long as 2 babies don't pop out. Because if 2 babies pop out, then it's not going to be bigger than last time. Hopefully there's not one hiding in there.
Oh, no. God, I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did that happen for one of you guys?
No!
Oh, thank God.
Wouldn't that be bad?
I can only imagine.
Where can everyone find you too? And what do you have coming up? And you guys are so adorable and honest and real. And it's so refreshing to talk to you guys, because often we've never had a couple on before. We've never, ever talked to a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
And a couple that talks about the dirty, honest truth of parenthood that we love.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, you guys. You can follow us at Baby Steps. You can search for Baby Steps anywhere you find podcasts, or youtube.com/Baby Steps. I'm at Ned Fulmer. Ariel's at Ariel Fulmer.
Ariel M. Fulmer.
Ariel M. Fulmer. Whoops. But yeah, I mean, we're just getting ready to have the baby now, and then season 2 of Baby Steps will be all about toddlers. Season 1 is all about pregnancy.
You better go grab
Right, newborns.
Newborn. You better go grab toddler steps, tween steps,
Yeah.
teen steps. You know, you better go grab all those handles.
Just get them all
need
now.
you guys.
Well, thank you for joining us, and good luck with everything with the baby. It's going to be great. Can't wait to follow along and watch you guys.
Thank you guys
so great hanging
much.
out with you guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
We
guys.
really enjoyed it.
Parent-teacher interviews now. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Bye, guys.
Bye.